coming up on today's episode.
Good day, YouTube. Here with you at the workbench for a change. Yes, we are at the workbench. Now, we're in no way ready to start working on projects again here, but I needed to get to my soldering iron and desoldering braid, so I figured this was the best way to do it, just to clean off the area that I needed to be in and go for it. So that's what we have done. So let me swing this around a little bit. See if you can see where I need to see. Let's see. The three legs of the transistor that we are interested in are right 1, 2, 3 right there, and right next to that little jumper wire. And I'm going to do my best to avoid that wire if possible. Try to get it out of the way a little bit more. That glue makes it a little bit difficult, but you know, not impossible. So, anyway, I've got the soldering iron heated up. Let's go back this way, I think. This is just a little bit difficult way it is, but I'll try to do the best I can, if that's possible. There's a place right there. It's got to be desoldered. And that seems to have worked. That one didn't work. That's the way desoldering braid works. Works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. Usually if it's hot enough, it will go ahead and work. See, that's two this worked really good on. And here's the third one. Now, I was going to take that out, or I was going to actually measure it before I took it out, but I just figured, you know, it's not that hard to take these out. You can see they cleared up pretty good. I wish I had my JVC close-up camera. I could show you a little bit better than that, but that'll have to suffice for now, I guess. Let me, I think it's all separated. Let's make sure that one is. That one appears to be. That actually wasn't soldered in great. Came off pretty easy. So anyway, let's take that board off. So there it is, as you can see right there, and it is loose. And it should lift out of there, I hope. I hope. See if I can get a pair of needle nose pliers in there, maybe. There we go. See if we can see a number on this. But anyway, I've got a number there. I can see it now anyway, if I do need to test it or whatever. Or need to not test it, but replace it, I should say. So let's go and do some testing now and see just exactly what happens with this thing. Alright, I am back once again. I have the transistor out. Well, I think I told you that already, but it is a 2SC3203. So, that's an NPN transistor. And I have looked up the spec sheet and everything, got all that. But, using my Kaiweets multimeter, use it on diode setting, this thing tests good. I get nothing from this as the base. I get nothing from the base collector or emitter junctions, and I get, if I turn the leads around, I get 682, 683, somewhere around in there on each one of them. So I have to say that's good. Now there's a chance that the circuit board, there is a short on the circuit board, if that was something spilled on it, so that, you know, it might be, that might have been causing the problem all along. I don't know. Again, you can kind of look at it, but other than the like I said, I'm going to clean it off and try and see, and try it again, see what happens. Okay, I think you can see I do have it, use some alcohol and a Q-tip. Cleaned that out pretty good. Still a little bit dark, but yeah, I believe there's no residue from whatever it was spilt there is gone, so happy about that. So like I said, next thing I guess, put that back in, and we'll go from there. Alright, we are back once again. As you can see, the transistor is back in. The switch was tested. It does function as it should, because you press the button, it makes contact between this contact and this contact, and separately this contact and this contact over here. Now the bottom two are tied together, so basically these two up here are the only, this is like a common down here, so I do have it all soldered back in now. Let's take a look at that. You can see right there, all nice and shiny, and soldered back in as it should. So happy about that. There's your display if you want to see what that looks like. And I think I said the bottom was the header pins, but actually the bottom pins just hold the display, and the top is the header pins. And I don't see any problem there. I did look at those just to see if there might be a problem. There's a couple that are kind of bent over a little bit, but they're not touching. So, you know, I think that is good. But again, that is awfully dark there. If it didn't, obviously it didn't apparently blow the transistor, but it's got to be kind of hard on it, I guess, to be that dark around it, I would think. Or possibly, again, there was a short as far as the liquid there, and that caused some temporary, you know, and it may have started smoking. They might have unplugged it, and I don't know. Just speculation on my part. But again, I thought that would be the best way to proceed. I should have looked at the controller number up there, PT6315. Display controller, and look that up, see if maybe I could get a pin out, maybe find out a little bit more on how it works, so for future reference if this doesn't fix it, which I'm really confident in this that's going to fix it. But obviously there was some liquid of some kind there, and I did clean it up. It is gone now, so you know, if that's all it was, that would probably be a miracle, but you know, miracles still happen. So let me get my little switch mechanism back in there. It'll take me a minute or two to figure that out, so be back when I get back. Alright, we are back once again. I can show you something that I kind of accidentally came upon. I was trying to put the stuff back together, the transformer back on, so I was going to put all the parts back on and all that stuff. Well, anyway, long story short, I pushed on something, and this separated from the front, and I think it's something to do with this hole here, although I don't, oh, right there, I see it, there it is. It lines up with that hole there, and I think the rest of it just kind of snaps in place, and that lets the bottom of it come all partly separated. So that means that I believe from here, I think I can get the I hope I can get the CD-ROM drive out. If that's the case, I have a shot at fixing it. Not a great shot, but a shot nonetheless. Oh, well, there you go. That's how that works. So there you can see the actual CD-ROM drive. Again, like I said, I can work on this now and do some good, I think, I hope. And this will work without the drive in there, because as you can see, this front face, well, I mean, it's got that door, but other than that, I mean, the door won't come open, I don't think, just sitting there. But like I said, that will allow it to basically go back together without that piece, because that frame is separate from the drive, so that will allow me some significant progress on this front. And So as that is coming along nicely, I gotta put a piece back that I took out that apparently didn't need to. That was this one here. There we go. I don't really think that does anything, to tell you the truth. It just holds something there, but I don't really know what. I don't see anything, unless it's holding it to the that, but that wouldn't make any sense. I don't think that's loose. It is loose, okay. That one's stripped out, apparently. It still moves up and down. So anyway, whatever that is, it's off now. So seems this still works. I can still drive the tray out. That's all functional. Like I said, it may be possible to fix this thing. If it is, that would be kind of a feather in my cap, I think. If I was looking for a feather. But anyway, but now that I know how to get the drive out and in, I think, and I want to make sure I do know how to get that in and out, because let me get you up here out of the way a little bit more. See if you can see better there. Okay. But yeah, that goes in this way from the bottom. Basically just 4 screws hold it in right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's about all there is to it. But yeah, if I can get that, that would be great. I'm tickled. Tickled. So again, I don't need that that can go in anytime. And if I need to. And so I'm going to put that over here out of the way. And I can get back to what I was doing. Now, that also gives me a better shot at this. Getting the... and I do see some problems there. Maybe you see them too. I'm not going to be able to put that flat piece in there because of this. Now, I don't know how much that's going to matter. But I just maybe need some longer screws is all there is to that. There's one of the original holes right there of the mounting point. And if you look over there, I think you can see the remnants of the other one there. And there's the remnant of the other one right there. So, should be an easy task, I think. And if you look at it, that is probably pretty much level with that piece there. And I could always break that out. That's not a big deal either. But like I said, I think I can get around all that stuff. I think even this thing that sticks out, the standoff there sticks out. I can make a U shape in it and do that. Now this is actually going to be a little harder because of this round thing here. But if I stay on top of that, which I think I can, I might have it made. So I think I'm going to work on that after I get the test done. And again, I'm not holding out much hope of this test doing anything as far as working. But I wanted to go ahead and try it and see. And that gives me a better clue, I guess. Is that the word I'm looking for? Of whether or not this is going to work. So, all right, let me get to putting things back together, and we'll go from there. So we'll be back. All right, we are back once again. I have everything hooked up, plugged in, except for the power cord. And I'm going to attempt to plug that in next and see what it does. I'm trying to route this FM wire a little bit somewhere so I can get it out of the way. Let's see, the light should come on. I think the standby light should come on. No, it did not. Oh yeah, it did. Alright, so that's working. Let's try it. Nothing. Also, I do have the CD board plugged in. The one that goes to the little rail board that makes the head move up and down, things like that. That's about all it was to plug in. But, as you can see, nothing. So, that was an effort in futility. Let's see if I've got my... Now, I have had occasion, the fan is running. So, it's getting power. Again, nothing Nothing, you know, this disconnected that shouldn't be connected, I should say. All right, well, as they say, back to the drawing board. At least I got the CD drive out of there, and that was a miracle in itself. Like I say, I don't know what the next challenge will be as far as trying to get this thing. I would like to get it working now, especially now that I've got the CD drive out of it and can possibly fix that. I don't know. You know, if things, you know, could work out. Yeah, I had another thought. Now, this is a little bit hacky, but I can I can drill a hole here and put a twist tie in here and do the same thing over here. Well, actually on the outside probably, but not a twist tie, a cable tie or whatever you call them things, the little things that zip up. Like I say, that would hold it in. In fact, I could do all four of them that way. That might be the simplest thing to do. But again, I'm not worried about that, any of that, as a matter of fact, until I get the rest of it obviously working. Everything is hooked up, by the way. I have that board down there that it's hard to see. That one there. Hooked in. Everything is hunky-dory. And like I say, I don't know what else to do that hasn't been done already. Without a schematic, it's really difficult. I really thought we found the smoking gun up here on that display board. I thought sure that was it because, you know, that just made sense. Right there at the switch, you know, to be dark and wet and all that stuff. And so, see if Bob knows anything about how maybe that circuit works. I don't even know where to check for voltages and things like that as far as the transistor is concerned. But I guess I could check all three leads of it. Find my ground place I was hooking my ground to. Ground back here, I believe. Let's see. That one there kind of looks like I could get on it. But will it stay? It's staying so far. Let's do some DC voltage measurements on that if I can get it to stay. And it'll probably, as soon as I move it, mess up. But not so far. Let me get this out of the way. At least the last thing I want to do is get that shorted into the mess. Alright. That is whatever that is. There's absolutely nothing on it. And that is the middle one. 10.89. And the other one's 4.64. So, wonder if it makes any difference when I press the on button. If I can find it. No difference at all. Well, maybe it did go down. Yeah, it was down to 0. Now it's down to basically 0. Staying there. Middle one's at 1089 still. Now it's back to 464. Subsequent pressing of that doesn't do anything. Stays exactly where it's at. That doesn't change any at all. Oh, that's changed. 5.2. Whoops, it messed up. Not getting a good connection here. 5.2. That stays the same as soon as I press it as well. So no pressing of that switch does anything to that transistor voltage. So that tells me one thing, it's not doing something. I mean, you know, obviously it should be doing something, I would think. But there is different voltages on each leg of the transistor. So it's not shorted, obviously. Well, we knew that when we checked it. But again, So, like I say, that's what that comes out to be. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss on this one. May have to post this video and then get back. You guys can give me some suggestions on where to proceed next. I would really like to get this working. You know, it's complete. It has speakers with it and back. I mean, it's all here. So, like I said, that's my goal. And even if I had another one, I've been looking for another one of these to pop up on eBay or somewhere. And I thought, well, you know, I would buy another one and go from there as far as, you know, maybe seeing what it is and, you know, how it works and things like that. Now, I'll double check our voltage. Well, I know our voltages are there because we had voltage on the. Again, you know, other than the fact that it's not powering up, if I could just figure out how to trip that power, you know, like I said, I tested the switch. And I hate to keep going over this, but tested the switch, and I keep saying this was a switch, but actually these four are the switch right here. Yeah. So, and like I said, those, you know, made contact as soon as I pressed the switch in, so they're acting as they should, as far as I know. We do have voltages at the. That actually got a little, I won't say warm, but I mean you can tell it's on, as opposed to sitting at room temperature. So, but anyway, we do have different voltages on each leg of the transistor, and they do not change at all when I press the power switch, which to me is odd. Of course, it depends on what goes where and where goes when, as they say. I just assumed that's part of that because it's right next to that switch. It may not even be connected. That's probably the next thing I need to investigate, is how that power switch connects to that transistor, if it does at all. And then there's this wire. We've questioned that already. But again, it looks factory because I've seen other places on here that's got that same type of glue on it. And so that looks factory. So again, these two are common on the bottom. I did know that. So they, you know, are the common ground or common power or whatever you want to call it. Let's see if there's any power on the switch. That might be a helpful thing to check. And if I can find my. There it is. Let's see. There's our. Right there is our bottom line. Again, those are common. Nothing. Oh, on an AC. Let's get on the right side here. Yeah, it won't work on AC. I know that. Okay, 3.3. On that one, and it should be exactly the same on that one, which it is. Anything on here? Nothing. Let's see what happens when we hit the switch. Nothing. Oh, there. Wait. I think it didn't do anything until I took it away. Nope, nothing. Let's try this one. Makes no difference. So, that's interesting also, because you would think if there was 3.3 volts here, which there is, as soon as I make contact there, that would make that 3.3. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Unless it's taking the voltage away when I do make contact with it. I got 0.5, 0.6. But it's the same either way, whether it's switch in or out. So it's not really doing anything. And doing that one the same thing, absolutely nothing. 0.5. So, again, not really sure why that does that. If I knew how the circuit worked, I'm going to try to draw up a little schematic of this area if I can. That's going to do me again for now. You know, it's a matter of getting it going. Once we get it going, I think we got a nice little unit, and especially if I can get that CD player going. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.